We've got a great video here for you today. A friend of mine just called me that lives across the neighborhood, and they've got a bathtub drain clog. I know based off of how old their house is, that the clog is going to be a very simple clog to fix, and it's one that you can do in your own home. Come around here so you can be, and you might even like stand in the tub, Austin. We're going to show you today how you can unclog a bathtub with nothing but Q-tips and a pair of pliers. And that's it. And maybe a screwdriver. It just kind of depends on your setup. Everybody has Q-tips in their house. Everybody has a pair of pliers and a screwdriver. Follow along and learn how you can save a couple of $100 by clearing this specific drain clog all by yourself. First things first is we take off this top lid, and then a couple of different ways to do it. I can use a pair of pliers on the outside of it, or I can use a flathead screwdriver. So now that the stopper's removed, we can see the hair clog. This is where these Q-tips come in handy, is you just put the Q-tip in there and start spinning, and it's like a fork in spaghetti. And eventually, let me grab it. So that actually looks like a Band-Aid maybe. It's very common to find Band-Aids in these drains. There we go. So that is almost all of it. But when it blocks this grid like it does, then the water can't even leave the tub and get into the pipe. So now what we'll do is we'll run the tub. Some of that debris fell off and went down into the drain, so now we're just gonna let it go on down the drain. Now it drains perfectly fine. Super simple. It's just a matter of removing the stopper and then cleaning what's right underneath it. You put the stopper back on, you just kind of turn it by hand. I never use tools to put them on. I just turn that shaft by hand, and then once it's as tight as it goes, then you screw the top cover on. And some stoppers are a push-pull, like this is. This uses friction and stays up on its own. Some stoppers are a lift and turn, where you have to lift them and turn them 90 degrees. There it's open, and it will drain perfectly fine. And then we could even, close it, put a little bit of volume of water in there, and open it up, and it'll drain great. How about that?
Super simple.
Yeah, it makes it easy. So really it's just that simple. All we have to do is pop that little drain cover off, and then we use Q-tips to stir around and wrap up all the gunk that's hiding right underneath the drain stopper. That's a great DIY trick you can do at home and save yourself the money from calling a plumber out. Now, some people don't have the stomach for it, and we get that, but if you're willing to tackle that, it's a great way to save some money and at least check that out first. That's always our first thing that we look at on a bathtub clog.